All right, lads, it's time to settle the debate that no one asked for, but everyone has an opinion on. We're throwing Pep, Ancelotti, Flick, and Simeone into the blender. Oh, and yeah, someone's feelings are gonna get hurt.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. In big trouble.
Who's cooking like Pep in 2011? And who's gonna get cooked like Allegri mid-table last season? Only one can sit at the top of the tactics throne. The rest, they're going into mid-tier or even worse. Let's be real, if you think Arteta clears Ancelotti, this video's gonna hurt. Let's rank these managers. Today, we're gonna be ranking these managers into these different categories. S tier will be tactical genius. A tier will be a top-level thinker. B, good but flawed. C, works in specific systems. And D tier, outdated or one-dimensional. So starting off, Billy, what do you got?
All right, some consider this guy to be the GOAT of managers, Pep Guardiola. Some say he's overrated. Some say, like I said, he's the GOAT. What tier do you put him in, Christian?
I'm gonna put Guardiola in the S tier because although he's having a bad season right now, he still did redefine football at one point, and until he starts showing poor consistency, I don't think we can take him out of that S tier.
Nah, I agree, guys. So, the only flaw this man has is he does require a pretty little penny from the directors upstairs, but this man has pretty much revolutionized the game, pretty much won almost everything in any team he went. Nice little stint at Barca, Bayern, Man City, and who knows what's to come after this. I don't think we can judge the guy just because of one bad season, but I'm gonna leave Pep Guardiola in S tier.
Up next, we've got another manager who's had a vast resume of teams, Carlo Ancelotti. Billy, where do we put him on this tier list?
Carlo, first of all, thank you for all you've done for Real Madrid, but get out of my club, baby. We thank you for everything, all the good memories, but I'm sorry, it's time to go. But you are still one of the greats, if not considered the greatest manager in history to some. I'm gonna leave you next to Pep Guardiola in the S tier. You're a great person, or you can deal with the egos. You can adapt to the systems. Maybe you don't have an identity like some of these guys in the list, but you've won everywhere you've gone. I'm gonna leave you on your resume alone in the S tier.
Well, as Billy put him in the S tier, I'm gonna go ahead and throw him where he actually belongs, in the C tier. It's like, now we're gonna go B tier, good but flawed, because throughout his career, he has been good and won at certain teams with stacked teams, and he's gone to other teams like Everton or Napoli and just left them in the mud. So I am gonna leave him in the B category, but with the average, Carlo goes into the A category. Top level thinker.
All right. All right, guys, next one up, we got Hansi Flick, who's been on fire with Barcelona, but I don't know. I'm gonna put him in the A tier. All right, guys, before we keep going, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Come on, road to 500. Let's get it. Like, comment, subscribe, share it to your boys and to your girls. Peace. Back to the video. Might be a little asterisk because he was a assistant coach for a while in the Germany squad when they won the World Cup and everything, but I think it was his decision to put in Mario Götze. He won the trouble with Bayern after struggling with Niko Kovac? I mean, he just beat the guy in the first leg of the quarterfinals, Champions League 4-0, so the apprentice became the master. But no, he's done a great job with Barcelona. I thought Xabi was the man to take him to the next step, but obviously not the case. Hansi Flick changed that team around. I'm gonna put him in the A. Maybe a little more success under his belt can bring him up to that S tier, but I think he fits an A for me.
If we were going off this season alone, I'd for sure put him in the S tier, but like Billy said, I guess he has experience, but not that much head coach experience. as some of these other managers, for example. So I think the A tier is, considering the success he's had in little amount of time, we'll put him in that A category.
Imagine he would have done something great with Germany during his stint.
Would have been to S tier.
Yeah. All right, next one up, we got ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Jose Mourinho, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give this man...
Come on, this is the guy who said Iker Casillas for Diego Lopez.
I don't know where I fucking would put him. His recent managerial career has put some stain on his career. I'm going to put him in the B tier. He's a little outdated and tunnel vision, I guess, and his antics on and off the field doesn't help his image either. Once considered one of the best, but recently, pretty much, now he's at Fenerbahce now. No disrespect, but
he honestly is a D tier manager right now.
Nah, you can't disrespect one of the greats, my friend. Winning a Champions League with Porto, having what, 3 prems? Like the man once said, 3 to me, 2 everybody else.
Yeah, I think just because of his past, that keeps him in the B tier. But honestly, like if it was from like 2018 to now, he'd be like a D tier. Jose Mourinho, B tier.
All right, next one up, we got the current Aston Villa manager, Unai Emery. I'm gonna put almost at, I want to say B, but he could almost be C, just because he is the man of cup competitions. But when he's been given the reins over a top club, he has pretty much not done what we expected him to do. So I guess I'll leave him in the B, almost C tier. What would you?
Unai Emery, he's been a manager who, with Villarreal, he had a good stint, Europa League. He's won a couple Europa Leagues. At PSG, he has that terrible stain on his career with that epic comeback from Barcelona, the greatest UCL comeback of all time.
Arsenal didn't.
Arsenal was, they really didn't do anything. They lost the Europa League final to Chelsea. I mean, tactically, he's one of those managers that I feel like he doesn't even really have an identity. He kind of just, whatever club he goes to, he kind of tries to adapt to the players. And, is he offensive? Is he defensive? Like, I don't really feel like he has a set identity. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in C tier.
All right, there you have it. Unai Emery, C tier. All right, next one up, we got Diego Simeone, the man who revolutionized Atletico Madrid and is currently what I think is currently the highest paid manager in the world, and still lost to Real Madrid. I'm gonna give respect where it's due. I'm gonna put A thinker, slowly doing the cusp into B almost. I think he's like just sticks to his guns, knows what he does, but implements those ideas to the fullest. He has spent some money recently, a nice little piece of change, but I mean, you see his teams compete and make Champions League finals. So that's why I'm gonna leave him in, what did I say, A?
A tier?
Yeah.
I'm okay with A. I feel like you said, if he doesn't start giving more results with trophies, then he could start, maybe within the next 3 years, he'll be in the B tier. But for now, he's kind of evolved a little bit. Like, he's not as defensive as he was before. So I wouldn't say he's outdated, but yeah, he needs more results.
You heard it here first, Simeone. We need trophies. And next one up, we got Arsenal's own Mikel Arteta. I'm gonna put him in he's almost like a Simeone-esque, right, with Arsenal, but I just feel like we haven't seen much, so I'm gonna put B for him.
Yeah.
I know he revolutionized Arsenal, and it's kind of like, he is kind of good with his tactics and stuff like that. Implemented possession-based defensive structure to Arsenal over the years, but we just haven't seen that success flourish into top trophies like the Prem or a Champions League run. You know, I mean, we're seeing their first big win against Real Madrid over the week. And how long has he been there? So I'm gonna keep him at B.
I think he's been there 6 years now, and yeah, he hasn't really had any titles to show for it. So, I mean, if he gets this series over Real Madrid, maybe it's the change that Arsenal needed for them to get to the next level. But as of now, yeah, he's good, but he's flawed. Exactly what the category said.
Arteta, we need just like Simeone, we need trophies, man. These Gunners are waiting for it. Next one up, we got the rising star Xabi Alonso. Almost like we haven't seen too much of him, so we're just gonna have to pretty much base our decision on his short spell with Leverkusen, which he almost completed a trouble being going undefeated across all competitions, losing the Europa League final against Atalanta, and they got knocked out of the Champions League this season, and are at least I think 10 points behind Bayern in the Bundesliga. But I mean, what an amazing season they had last year, and are looking like a proper team. And there are rumors that he's gonna take over the reins of Real Madrid after Ancelotti.
I'm gonna stick with a B tier just because he's been good, but in the two biggest challenges of his career, the Europa League final and the round of 16 of the Champions League, he's failed in both. So I think until he proves he can get to the next level, then he'll be a top level thinker, which he is a good tactician, but we need to see those results in the big games. So I think he's good in the B tier.
There you have it, B tier for Xabi Alonso. Our next one up, we got Luis Enrique. I'm gonna put him in the B tier. He had a great Barcelona side, but I think anyone could have managed that side with the best players in the world at MSN. He only won one Champions League with them, though. I mean, it was a treble season, but having that stacked squad, I would just assume you would run riot at the Champions League. Had the reins of Spain, but didn't really show much for it in the World Cup. And now at PSG, what is it, third year?
Second year, yeah.
So now they're starting to show a decent run in the Champions League. I think they pretty much have the Liga tied up already. But I don't know. It's just, like I said, having one of the best teams in the world in history and only having one Champions League show for it. And then Spain also. I know there was kind of a change of guard transition, but if you can't manage that, then you're not a tactical masterclass. I'm going to give him a B tier.
I'm okay with B tier, yeah, because I think it was at Roma and Celta before Barca, and they were kind of just okay stints. And then, yeah, with Spain, I mean, he got the Euro semi-final, and the World Cup, he was upset by Morocco. So, I don't know, I feel like tactically, his teams at times, he does get stuck when teams play low block, so I'm going to go B tier. I think he's still got some flaws in his game, but who knows, maybe this PSG team is that team that can confirm that, because, yeah, he definitely underperformed with that MSN squad.
Next one up, we got Manchester United's own Ruben Amorim. He had the reins at Sporting Lisbon, and they had a hot start to the start of the season with a big win over the likes of Manchester City. They pretty much crumbled when he left them to go over to Manchester, and he's pretty much had a very difficult time adjusting to the Prem and his team over there. What do you think?
Although I don't think it's necessarily his fault at Man U right now. He proved good things with Sporting Lisbon. Like you said, he got them flying high. So as of now, I mean, we really can't put him at anything higher than a B tier, I feel like. Hasn't really have any silverware to show for it, you know? And until we see the next maybe year or two of this Man U stint, then we can redefine his category.
You know what? I'm gonna go bold and say he's almost at a C tier for me. Because you bring in a manager to replace what was his name?
Ten Hag.
Ten Hag, who was already doing pretty bad, and I think he's doing even worse in the Prem.
He is.
I mean, he has brought Manchester United undefeated in Europe.
I guess, yeah, they're hanging in there.
Yeah, but I mean, to replace a pretty bad manager like Ten Hag and still keep up with the same bad results in the Prem, I mean, you gotta show more for that.
Yeah, so okay, we'll drop him down to the C tier. Sorry, Man U fans. And lastly, we've got Simone Inzaghi, the Italian manager who has been with Inter for quite some time now. And I mean, he's had decent runs. They made it to UCL final, 2 years ago?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Where they lost against Man City.
They lost and they put up a good fight up against Man City. So they have a couple Serie A's to their name. He's kind of like one of those managers that just kind of went under the radar.
He hasn't had the lights shine on him too much, being from Serie A. But I'm gonna give him A tier. I mean, he's turned that Inter side around with the limited money they have, and it's been pretty much almost, I don't want to say dominating, but at least competing in Serie A year after year, showing great signs in the Champions League, going to one final and beating Bayern recently in the quarterfinals. I mean, it looks like he's a top-class manager, just waiting for the lights to shine brighter on him, and we'll see more of him in the Champions League. At the end of the day, the man is just waiting to pop into the spotlight. I'm gonna give him A tier for now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go A tier. We had him in A tier, so he's built a fort at Inter, so I think that's a fair category for him.
All right, guys, that's our tier rankings for some of the top managers around the world.
For more videos like this, don't forget to go check out the rest of the Back Fours videos, more Champions League, more predictions, games, challenges, all coming right at you. Until then, it's only up from here, boy. Peace.